Don't use
What?
that as the intro, please. Auto sharts. That'd be fucking terrible. Please, for the love of God, don't do that.
God damn it! I have you on my phone.
Fucking shit, computer.
Oh, what are you doing, you stupid phone?
He's gonna hate that I'm recording this, but that's okay. He doesn't like when he shows emotion on camera.
Oh, I didn't know that. But
No, you're fine.
you don't have to always. You don't have to play it if he doesn't like it.
I won't.
I guess.
But yeah. It was. Remember when he
Give me
got
a
upset
minute.
that one day?
What?
Remember when he got upset that one time when we were talking politics? He didn't like that one.
Oh, okay.
So that he doesn't like to show genuine emotion on camera apparently because he's not a real human being. I'm just kidding.
Because he's an Aries.
Yeah. I
It,
can't.
it gets misinterpreted as aggression, and then he loses friends, and it sucks. Probably, you know.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
That would be an Aries. That would be my guess for why
Yeah.
Aries
Stop
doesn't like to
looking
show emotions.
immediately.
Oh. No, I do agree with you, yeah. It's weakness. I'm just kidding.
Emotion is weakness.
Yeah.
I mean,
Human.
you're an Aquarius with a Libra moon. That's fair. That's fair. Emotion's kind of weakness to a double air, right? I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys deal with it in different ways, but
We deal with it in different ways. There you go. Well said. I just run away from it. That's no, just kidding.
I'm gonna just hold this emotion. I'm gonna put it right here for a little while.
Yep.
I'm gonna
For a
go about
long-
my day, and perhaps I may examine it when I get home and figure out if it's
Yeah.
stay in the closet. That one's staying in the closet. I don't really want to deal with that shit.
No, yeah. Oh, yep. We're gonna get two Troys. Yeah, no, that one's stay in the closet. We'll just leave that there.
Let's leave that one in the closet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
We got two of you now.
Yep. We'll just.
Double Troy.
Gonna do this. How does that work? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You sound more tinny.
Oh yeah.
used to.
Well, I'm using $20 headphones versus a $280 microphone.
Whoa.
Oh, well, that makes sense then. Yeah.
There's two
Problem
of you.
solved.
There's two of you, by the way. You should turn the camera on for both. It'd be hilarious to have two Troys going.
No,
One
I
has
mean, 'cause-
latency.
well then but this makes the video easier because then my video is consistent.
That's fine.
Is my audio and video might get a little out of sync though from two different devices, but
So far, so good. I'm watching your mouth. I'm watching that purty mouth of yours.
Watch your mouth,
Ah!
Troy.
God, no. Oh my God. Stop it. You're turning me on, Troy. Ah.
Is he kissing at you? Is he kissing at you?
Oh, God damn. All right.
yeah.
That's beautiful. Well,
Actually, now that I
that's
think
fine.
about it, hold on just a moment.
When
No.
you come up on my screen, it's just the little white dude that is the generalized white guy on the black background. The circle with shoulders under it.
Oh, yeah.
Troy's video is not coming up. It's just the generalized,
Oh.
dude.
I see four screens. I've got one with Troy, his camera, and the audio is coming through the one without a camera. So it's kind of weird.
Oh, that's funny. That's how it's gonna work.
So
You'll see him, but I won't see him.
Apparently.
Okay.
That's something.
Something is happening.
Yeah.
Come
on.
You know what?
Okay.
It's a perfect time for me to go down and get a beer. So I'm going to go do that.
It is.
I'll be right back.
Do it. Yep.
Technology.
Troy, what's the problem? Talk it out. Talk it out.
Words aren't going to help me right now.
Okay. Actions will help you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Still hear you.
I still can't hear you even through my headphone.
Hello. Checking 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it something in Zoom?
Okay. Yeah, I need to fucking redo my. I need to reboot, nuke my computer tomorrow.
Hurry up. Wait, look over here first. Look over here.
Disconnect.
Over here. Look.
And then we go
Look,
here.
look. This is boom, boom, boom. Oh, you don't.
Okay, fuck it. We'll do it live.
Can you hear me?
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah, okay. This is just what we'll have to do for tonight.
Bill O'Reilly.
Oh yeah.
O'Reilly.
Auto parts.
All right.
Better than auto charts.
AI charts.
Oh, we've been recording. Don't use
What?
that as the intro, please. Auto charts. That'd be fucking terrible. Please, for the love of God, don't do that. I mean, you could use this.
Told you, Mike.
You could use this as a clip for the end, as a funny like blooper thing. But please don't put it at the beginning. Just please.
Jeez.
That would just
Okay. Fine. God damn it. It was so good though.
Come on. Like we are way
You know
more
what you should-
sophisticated than auto charts.
You know what you
Please.
should put at the beginning? You should put at the beginning him pleading for you not to put something at the beginning. And then when you put it at the end, people will be like, oh, that's what he didn't want.
Yeah. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Perfect.
Okay.
We got it figured.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Only moderate evil. Just moderate evil.
Moderate, yeah.
Yeah. But how do you moderate evil? Is it like through laws? Is it through like, cynicism and sarcasm? Or is
Yes.
it through just like, like, give me a solution here.
Evil
I
is
think it's
just a
like-
lack of good.
All of those things.
Yeah.
So does evil just need to hit the gym more and like just like focus on its stats and its macros? and
Evil
such?
needs to delete Facebook and hit the gym. Yes. These
Yeah.
are two things that evil needs to do. I don't
Well, I
know.
know
Evil
that-
probably just wants to do completely different things. I don't know. I don't know about ontological evil. I've met people that have acted like assholes and it felt evil in the moment, but I'm not so sure if that person was was absolutely evil.
Like,
Nah.
I guess that gets onto like different forms of evil because there's evil acts and but I guess it comes down to what is evil, and for most people, good and bad comes down to mainly what's based around survival. What aids my survival or what doesn't aid my survival, or what, and then they extrapolate from there. What aids in the most people's ability to survive versus disabling those people to survive. And so that's what a lot of people's morality is based upon.
Just
in that
take
sense.
it out at the knees. Yeah. I mean, survival, but like some people are just fucking dicks. I mean, we've all been there.
Yeah.
But
We've all been
so-
fucking dicks before.
We have all been
Fucking
assholes.
dicks.
are you a dick or an asshole or a pussy? What's that whole rant from Team America?
From
Yeah.
Team America.
Yeah. And sometimes dicks need to fuck pussies and assholes. Yeah. All right.
True. I mean,
Boys.
Wise words. Wise asses.
Hmm.
Wise
Wise.
vaginas.
Welcome to the show, boys. Let's go. It's Astro Bros.
East Side.
Ooh. West side. We're on the west northwest. How do you do an N? Northwest. Let's go. Oh, fuck.
So do we want to ease it in? gently, or do we want to just jump right in?
Go
No
straight
lube.
for it. Spit
Yeah,
on
no
that
lube.
thing.
Yes.
All right. So what stars can I blame on right now for both the politics and the destruction that's going on in South Carolina?
Mm, South
Uh,
Carolina. Ooh.
let's see. The destruction. I think it came in on the Cancer moon, maybe. Might have been when it came in, but I think that what we're building towards is, I don't think the real disaster has even really happened yet in North Carolina and South Carolina. The disaster is going to be this next week, because all these towns are cut off. So I think probably the peak moment will be the new moon, the eclipse. So this is probably all like eclipse stuff that's happening around the eclipse.
Oh yeah.
Because that's usually like crisis times, and the eclipse is coming up on the 2nd, so on Wednesday. So I think we've probably still got more levels to the craziness that's happening right now, that are going to be popping off over the course of the next couple of days.
So, as things move from a new moon to a full moon, is that what you're saying that's happening? Going on in
No,
the next week or two?
I'm saying that there's a new moon eclipse. There's a new moon solar eclipse coming up. It's eclipse season, and I'm saying that eclipses traditionally in astrology have been associated with like negative things happening. They're considered like a bad omen, so to speak, and have been throughout history.
Yeah. Heavy
So I'm
things.
saying that the new moon effect is not just on that exact moment, it's around it. So that suggests that this one's going to be pretty big, and we're probably still going to see more shoes dropping over the course of the next couple of days,
Yeah. And just to add to that,
as far
so
as like the peak craziness.
yeah.
So eclipses are kind of like swells and intersections of energies, and kind of showing like
Yeah.
points of maximum potentiality, kind of like saying high tide in a certain way.
Yeah, they're like points of chaos kind of too, a little bit, where things can really break
Gotcha.
loose and change suddenly.
Yeah, and hurricane season happens around this time every year, but the eclipse, when the eclipse happens, changes over the course of like what is it, 18 years? And so
Mhm.
right now it's coinciding with eclipse or with hurricane season in the southeast, and so
Mhm.
it's extra bad. Like I mean, hurricane season is always bad. I mean, if I would have to look and see when if there was an eclipse around when Katrina happened, for example. But like you have hurricanes every year, and sometimes they miss, sometimes they hit, and they're not as bad, or they're just like a more normal hurricane. But like when it happens during eclipse season, it can create a lot of extra problems and like extra shit. And like I mean, if you want to get into like there's karma involved in terms of like what's supposed to happen, what isn't happening, stuff like that. But yeah, it's extra emphasized right now because every year around this time is hurricane season, regardless. It doesn't
Yeah,
mean that
for
there's
sure.
always a hurricane that hits, but this one is extra emphasized because of the fact that it's coinciding with eclipse season, which the eclipses happen, Troy, because the north and south node of the moon, it, um, it's where like it moves basically, and that's where the sun and moon cross pass, and so that's how you get eclipses. And that moves over the course of 18 years, and so it changes where it is in the zodiac, changes where it is seasonally as well. So like you'll like seven what like or let's go 9 years ago, it would have been eclipse season as well, but also like okay, never mind, sorry, 4.5 years ago it would have been like in like July, for example, but yeah, or June or July, but yeah.
And the eclipse cycles are usually connected with political events too.
Mm.
And sometimes there's echoes of one set of political events on the next of that same eclipse cycle, because
Is
the
that
eclipses happen on a cycle. So it's one of those things that a lot of astrologers actually spend a lot of time looking at. I'm not one of those particular astrologers that looks a ton at the eclipse cycle, but um, it's something that's really interesting for a lot of people, and I've read some, writings about it.
is that because it's a 4-year cycle, or is it a 2 year? I'm just curious.
From my understanding, it's the nodes take 18 years, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'd have to look it up, but 18 years.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
To go
like,
all the way through. And they
yeah,
go backwards too.
yeah. So it's a
Okay.
18-year cycle, but it's if we're talking about where the eclipse happens in the zodiac, yeah. And it's so but every 9 years it'll be an I mean, because you get eclipses both on the north and south nodes. So like it's technically every 9 years it would be like in the same like axis. So like 9 years ago we had eclipses at the same time, around the same time. It wasn't exact, but like around the same time, because the like say the north node right now is in like early Aries,
Yeah.
and then like 9 years ago it was like in roughly early Libra. So it's like that
Yeah,
same
this will
axis.
be it will be a complete new moon on the south node too. And it's pretty
Yep.
close, so it should be actually pretty impactful. I think it's 6 degrees Libra
Yeah.
right now, and the moon will be at 10 degrees Libra.
Yep.
So yeah, this should be a pretty big one. I think that hopes for peace are going to be a little bit difficult to hold on to at this point, like probably in a lot of ways. It's going to be disruptive, I would say, like more likely to turn into more likely that conflict continues to like expand rather than get settled down. If there's peace, if there's pushes for peace, it's unlikely that they'll move very far because of events around this eclipse, which are still kind of ongoing if you think about it.
And how long do you think this is going to last? This particular eclipse, and it's a Libra eclipse, you're saying?
Yeah. The impact of an eclipse, depending on how powerful it is, I guess, can be felt up to 3 months or 6 months down the line, I think. It really depends, but most of them have like an impact for around a month around them.
Yeah, I would agree with
Okay.
that. I would give it like a because you have it's like you get two, so you get well, sometimes I think you get three. Or no, you
Yeah, sometimes.
don't. Yeah, just depending on where the nodes are and where the new moon and full moons happen. But like so like yeah, maybe like there's like a window of like maybe a month on one end, 1 month on the other. It obviously builds. Then the eclipse season happens where you get the one, you get the next one, and then it kind of like trails off. But like the effects can be felt because depending on like if we're talking about practical real world effects, like it doesn't just magically go away. Like things that have been like that happen, like with the hurricane, for example, like people are gonna have to like be rebuilding for who knows how long that takes. It
A
could take
long
months.
time.
Yeah, exactly.
Tons of
So
bridges are out. Tons.
yeah. So there's the like maybe the energy will die down, but then there's the after energy that you have to deal with depending on what
Effects,
happened and
yeah.
all. Yeah. So
Like for example, a bunch of stuff just got bombed in Lebanon, not just bad guys.
yeah,
But that's going to have an impact, like especially if people keep pushing, like it's like there's unlikely to be I would say that's like the bigger thing, the impact of there's the bomb that cuts off the head of like whoever you're trying to go for, right? But there's also the long-term impacts of what happens when that happens, right? Like the aftermath can be more dangerous than the person that you took out in some ways,
yeah.
So we'll kind of see how all that plays out. I think that's more likely to be the thing that comes to more of a head. At least for this phase, it seems to be a slowly simmering and continually escalating conflict. I think that there'll be like likely a flare up on that this week, I would guess.
Oh yeah. I mean the like the pager bombs happened, I think right around the other eclipse. And then now we have this happening, and it's all compounds on
Yeah.
itself. And obviously that's going to build a whole bunch of resentment in people and frustration, and then a desire for retaliation and all that stuff. And it just shit just keeps escalating basically. And like, people
Yes.
most people are not like, oh well, you know what? Let's look at this from the larger perspective and try to like calm things down. No, people are just like, shit just happened. Let's fucking attack. Let's
Yep.
retaliate. Let's like, and that's normal. But it's also like, oh fuck, that just means shit's gonna get pop off more and more and just keep building and escalating. And so yeah, I mean that's just
Yeah,
one. Yeah, go ahead.
there's not many attempts to de-escalate that are happening almost anywhere right now, which is
Yeah.
almost crazy to think about it, like considering how many of the big players are like nuclear players, like there should be at least some push for de-escalation. There is some happening in certain political directions, maybe surprising ones for a lot of people in the US, I would say, but that's pretty much the only pushback in some ways to this kind of almost sleepwalking towards major war.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that it certainly seems like that at the moment. And yeah, I guess I only have negative things to say at the moment, but it seems right now that they're just trying to rush into war before the election, because they want to well, I mean, like, some people say that they used COVID as a way. I'm not saying this, but I'm just saying it's a hypothetical
I am.
situation.
I am.
Hold on. That they used
No,
COVID and the
I think they
riots and
did.
such like that
Yeah.
as a way to essentially throw off the good candidacy that Trump had, or presidency that he had, and throw off his ability to be elected the next year. And so I heard somebody else say that war is going to be the new COVID, and they haven't got us into war yet. So somebody was saying that war is going to be the October surprise. You know,
Mm.
you know, but it's
That
like
makes sense.
hypothetically, if that happened, you know, uh, it's like I don't know. It's just like as I've been looking at the information, and let me put it this way. I understand the people who are voting for Harris, and I understand the people who are voting for Trump for the most part. It's the people in between who haven't decided yet that almost by definition I don't understand. You know? So it's how do those people make up their minds? And the more that I've been listening to, um, the people in the middle who haven't made up their minds yet, uh, like the more what am I trying to say? The more religious your language sounds and the more dramatic you sound, it's not actually reasoning the people who are looking for a reasoning. They're they don't need to be doom and gloomed because that didn't work already. You know? So it's
Mm-hmm.
and as much as that Trump has his flaws in a lot of his communication style and his personality, people are now seem to be giving him more of a chance because he's actually, well, let's just be honest, like Trump will straight up not answer questions a lot of the time, but he still answers the question way more often than Kamala Harris does, you know, and he'll actually ask follow-up questions to be like, what do you mean? Like, like, so he can make sure that he's answering their question,
Mm.
and it's just like, he's a flawed person, but he's actually talking to people and actually expressing his opinion, you know, and I can't say that the same about Kamala Harris.
No, she's all talking points. No, I get what you're saying. He actually fucking listens and responds, thinks about what someone's saying versus just bullshit. I mean, did y'all see her on Oprah? I mean, holy shit, what a nightmare.
Oh yeah, and I
No,
mean,
I
don't get
don't
me wrong.
hate
Like
watch
Trump
very often.
totally made up this thing the other day, and I was like laughing. It was like, it's like he lies about some of the most stupid shit, but then he'll turn around and then like actually make some good points. Sorry. What were we saying about the View?
Not the close enough. You know what? Close enough. No, Kamal. Honestly, no. There, Kamala went on Oprah, and it was just a
Oh
nightmare.
yeah,
And
that.
even Oprah was like cringe face at like what the fuck she was saying. It was pretty funny. But I
Oh,
just
And then
look for
Kamala.
clips. Yeah.
Well, then Kamala did a couple other interviews. There was some. It was like it was a. It was a live reporter, that usually just goes around and like is on the ground, and just asking a couple questions, and then it cuts back to the person. So it wasn't even like a mainstream interviewer. And like he was asking her a couple questions and she was stumbling. And then there was another person who was like interviewed her, and she was defending, I think it was on Bill Maher, defending Kamala Harris's stances and say, hey, we don't need to know all of her opinions. We just know that she's better than Trump. She did an interview of her and basically afterwards complained, yeah, well, she wants to increase taxes, but she says that she's not going to increase taxes, but she wants to increase spending. And she says, and then she won't answer where she's getting that money from. You know, and that was somebody who was like already all in, drunk the Kool-Aid, already 100% voting for Kamala Harris, was still being like, hey, she's not answering the questions.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe
So,
she's purposely tanking her fucking political run, but I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
At this point, I don't know. Go ahead.
It's all helium, man. It's all helium, and a lot of it's running out. So we'll see how it all goes. But there's crazy shit happening. You know, it's like we're going into the next phase after that summer peak that we had with the assassination attempts and all that shit. We're about to see some of the fall peaks. Most of the big surprises come out.
Three?
Well, I didn't heard it. There was third. Is it like, was it real or
Kamala? Wait, Kamala claimed one, right?
Well, it was Iran basically put out a public call to hit Trump, and then they also released something on their website or something that I saw.
Is this the video that was like a little Land Rover that was tracking him down on a golf course? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. That was apparently,
that was actually I found out about that one. That one was actually released right after he killed Suleiman back in the day. Yeah. And do you remember how we started that one year with like him just assassinating somebody and then giving a press conference about how
that was in response because
when he hit
so Trump straight up told him, hey, if one single service member dies, we will retaliate and we will kill you. And so they did a raid and they killed a couple service members, and the next morning Trump launched that missile and killed Soleimani.
Fuck yeah. So he's got balls. Good for him.
So that's like, but see, that's the whole like context that like you don't find out until years after the fact, that it was like, oh no, Trump when he did these weird things, and the media like to portray it that all this stuff was out of context. It was like, no, like he responded to that because that was like, he told someone, if you do this, I'm going to do this. They did something, so he did that. And so that's why it's like, oh, he just did 200% tariffs on this place. It was like, yeah, because that was part of a negotiation tactic, you know, as a way to hold people accountable.
Yeah.
You know?
Or like just
basic negotiation.
Yeah. I mean, stick to what you say. What a concept. You know, if you fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck you back. Like, gee, what a concept.
I've heard that works. I've heard that concept is useful.
If you fuck with somebody, communication and boundaries, and knowing, you know, like your limits and how to show up.
Lots of power. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, but it's also just, you know, basic self-help and, you know, like maintaining. It's just, how do you take care of yourself? How do you take care of your needs? How do you maintain that stuff? It's the same, like, those same principles apply to how you take care of a family and a nation, you know? And it's just like, you don't just let people walk in your house and take your stuff, you know? You don't just let, you know,
if you do, that's pretty gay. I mean, to let that happen.
Yeah.
Only through the back door.
Just roll over and take it. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
And people that do, we don't want them.
Yeah.
I saw something online of a guy who made a 360-degree rotating house so his wife could see the view as she wanted.
Wait. Okay, but time out. That's kind of cool though. The house actually rotates.
I mean, I didn't see a video. It was a picture, but I mean that's
not really simp behavior because he married her, right? So that's just like top tier. he better get blowjobs every day for the rest of his life. That's
I
all
mean,
I'm
Yeah.
saying.
I
Yeah.
mean,
That's
if
pretty
that was a
cool.
courtship maneuver, that would just make him a bird. Let's just be
Okay, but
honest.
no, that okay, but it sounds like he married her, and she's like, oh, I wanted, and then he's like, okay, I have the ability to make my house
Yes, my
rotate.
queen,
Like,
I will make
okay,
your dreams come true, is what he
as
said.
you wish.
I mean, okay, sure, but how many of us can make a fucking house rotate 360 degrees? I'm just saying. That's
Cool as hell. I'm not a hater. Yeah,
it
I
is
like
fucking
it. It's
cool. Like, how the fuck? I mean, I get
Yeah.
what you're saying. I get the point you're trying to make, Troy, but like specifically with that
Right.
one, how many houses can rotate 360 degrees? That's fucking cool. Like, I mean, that takes
No, it's
like
cool.
that takes
What point
crazy
am I trying to
engineering.
make? Please tell me what point I'm trying to make.
That you shouldn't simp for your lady.
I didn't say that at
Or
all.
I know.
So you're saying you should simp for your lady then?
Yeah.
Just to be
Oh,
on
okay.
record?
So yeah, on record, Troy says simp for your lady. So everyone, Troy says simp for your lady.
I
You're
gotta
so
stop
mad.
using sarcasm if everybody keeps misunderstanding me. I have to be sincere all the fucking time now.
No.
I can't make any jokes because nobody fucking understands me and
Yeah,
assumes the
yeah.
worst.
Dude, we're being so serious right now. We are being
We're
so
actually
serious.
mad right now, Troy. We are
Mhm.
just
Yeah, I'm so mad.
No, you're
seething and
just
fuming. We're
illuminating.
subsuming.
I mean, no, I thought it was an interesting thing that it was just like, oh, cool.
It is.
This you mentioned something, I mentioned something, and then they're just like, oh, Troy hates love.
Wow. Oh, that is some confession
I
through
feel like,
projection. Oh.
I feel like there's some projection there. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
You know, that's kind of what I'm feeling.
Confession through projection
That's
right
kind of what I'm
there.
feeling.
Yeah. Little
Huh.
confession of something that we didn't even talk about. Yeah.
I don't know.
I know what you meant. I know what you meant.
Holy shit, you son of a... Oh my god. Well, yeah. Anyways, Troy, you're fucking great. Don't worry about it. I mean,
Yes.
you know, you suck. Either way.
Yeah, you suck in a good way.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna start designing my 360-degree rotating house. Then
Yeah.
I guess that's just what I'm gonna start doing.
Why not just
Well,
buy
I'm gonna
some plumage? Do you have any
But
plumage?
I'm gonna have to be very, very delicate when I'm offering my queen something that sits and swivels. So
Yeah.
you know,
Mm.
yeah, that's like
Or when she sits and
gotta be
swivels.
clear communication with that. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
no, it's the whole house.
Hi, Amber. How you doing?
Perfect time to walk in.
Do you want,
Yeah.
Amber, do you want a rotating house?
Oh, yeah, Amber.
Yeah.
Would you like a rotating house?
Well, like this house to rotate?
Yeah. Do you want this house to rotate 360 degrees?
Why?
That's a no, and then a why.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
That's
it's
what we're
not
talking
practical.
Said that.
What I was assuming Troy
Oh,
was
I can't
talking
hear that.
about
Maybe
was
I
not
can.
a
Yeah, okay.
house that rotated.
That's funny.
I thought Troy was talking about a house that had like a 360-degree veranda so that you could just walk any point on the outside of the house and look out. I thought that's what you were talking about at first.
Picture I saw was like a 20 by 20 or 25 by 25 square house that rotated on
like literally on a gear or something.
like
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Transformers, like fucking,
Yeah,
like owl head shit,
That's what I was thinking. Okay. So again, that
like
the engineering
Lazy
involved.
Susan.
Yeah, the engineering
Pretty
involved in
cool.
that is crazy. Yeah, that's fucking insane. Like, I don't know.
That's a German way of showing love. That's definitely like some kind of Nordic dude
Yeah.
that made that happen.
Yeah.
He's
It's
like,
impressive.
oh, you would like to see it from all directions. I will make it
Would
happen.
you like to
My
see a
sweet
sex
wife.
swing? Would you like to see a house swing?
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, yar.
$500,000 later, the house rotates. Great. Yeah.
Yes. Cool.
Fuck.
Good job, honey.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you, Gustav.
You know, but I'd really like it to be bigger.
I think you have to go
Right
to,
after you're done.
I think you have to go to the UAE for that. You know, build your whole like
Oh, do they have
skyscraper
special
that fucking
ways
turns.
to make it bigger?
Oh, yeah.
Well, they just have all that extra oil money.
Wait, what are we talking about?
The
Oil.
UAE.
The UAE, because they want to build the line, right? That was the thing. Is that them?
Oh, I
That
don't.
was Saudi
This-
Arabia.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia. Okay, never mind. The line, that city,
Yeah,
that's
I
like
had a
a
friend that
fucking.
worked on it.
dystopian as fuck.
Whoa.
For real.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
That's wild. That's
Oh.
fucking.
Oh, that's just dystopian.
It
as
looked kind
hell.
of cool. It was dystopian, but it looked kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Some
an
of the
engineering
designs
marvel.
for it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta try to do something, and people are gonna laugh at you when
Yeah.
you try it, and they might
Yeah.
even laugh at you when you fail because you were unable to actually bring your dream to reality.
Yeah. I mean,
And
you know what?
then you might
Okay.
run out of oil money, and you might not be able to do much of anything, engineering marvel or no.
Hey,
Just
or
trying to
wars, or 9/11, or
There's so many bad things that can happen.
yeah. Or I want to build a tower that reaches God so we can kill God. That hasn't happened in history or in mythological history at all, right?
No, that's
Oh no, yeah, it is. It's called the International Space Station.
Oh, good one.
Isn't there two people up there that are like just stranded right now because like Boeing shit malfunctioned up there?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, right? Like,
Good job, Boeing.
there's two dudes that are just like, Boeing has not had a good track record. If it's Boeing, I'm not going, is kind of the thing that I've been hearing, and it makes sense.
If
But
it,
I've
if
heard it's
it's
mostly their quality control.
Oh,
But
yeah.
a lot of that has been more of like you have corporate regulators combined with corporate spies who have basically been eroding that because they've basically been getting all the contracts so nobody else can get contracts. So you have Chinese contractors who've been trying to make more planes to get a bigger market share, and other but they've basically just been paying to fuck with regulators and then just like lowering their standards and such like that to try to just lower their dominance in the market has been a huge issue, you know. It yeah, so as you go turn over rocks and such like that, you start to realize that like just how like it only takes a fucking couple shitty people with power to just really fuck shit up.
Yeah.
True,
Welcome,
true.
welcome to the world. That is, I mean, no, that sounds sarcastic and shitty to you. I'm just saying, it feels like it's been that way forever. There's always been these like fucking people in, like whether it's like we're talking like kings and fucking all that shit, or going back even more
True.
far, like the warlords who run shit. I mean, whatever it is, but yeah, some dumbass gets in power and then just makes shit decisions, and you're like, everyone has to fucking abide by them. What the fuck? It's stupid. It's a stupid way to do things, and we've been doing it for a long time. I don't know why.
Yep.
Well, it goes for a lot
Consensus
of
decision
reasons.
making, man.
Yeah.
Well, and and hopefully, people will start to like come together by their principles and start to communicate and listen to each other on things that actually matter, and realize that like certain ideas, certain things are specifically made to limbically hijack us. Like get
Yeah.
our emotions up, then once we start getting emotional, we start to overreact. And then once we overreact, we become super predictable because we literally go from our prefrontal cortex, where we actually have the ability to make decision and like actually analyze situations and all the data in the situation. Otherwise, we just start reacting upon pre-existing conditions and outcomes, like already written if-then statements. Where it's like if we're actually being aware and we're calm and we're present, we have the ability to actually like make decisions and take in new information, induct information, and
Yeah.
that's
True.
just so much of what's been going on, and which is like why like they like to take people's rights away when there's an emergency,
Oh, yeah.
because and that's just like what they do, as it's been called, the totalitarian tiptoe. They just, it's slow and steady, and that's like why we have to stick to our principles and communicate with each other and not get mad at people for how they voted or if they disagree with us, but we get mad at the people in power who are actually the ones making the decisions that are actually affecting the economy, the laws, the enforcement, the culture, and such like that in the way they do. you know, and it's like
Yeah.
that's how we take accountability, not just for what we interact with, but how we interact with those materials, but also those people and the people around us, and
Yeah.
prioritize the truth of our relationships that we exist in with the people in our immediate lives over the ideas of how we interact with political ideals or ideologies or political parties that are way further away from us, you know?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is we need to build guillotines that rotate 360 degrees. That's what I'm hearing.
I think the
Nope.
whole crowd should be able to see at least one from a good angle, you know? So
Yeah,
that
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. I'm all for it.
And there's
Let's
at least
go.
360 in every major city across the US that, I mean, across the Minecraft servers. Fuck. Might have to cut that part out.
Cut. Looking at time. Got it.
Yes.
Minecraft servers. Now I'm curious what you fucking meant by the Minecraft servers. I'm not even kidding.
Well,
Guillotines.
you
Guillotines
say
on the
on
Minecraft
Minecraft,
servers.
you say on Minecraft as a way to say that everything you were saying was fiction. That's
Yes.
just
Oh,
that's the trope.
I fed baited a little bit, and I shouldn't have. That's what I was a little bit worried about. So I'm not trying to fed bait
gotcha.
here. Does
Now
that make sense?
it does. I did not know that meme, the Minecraft one. Yeah, I'm talking about Minecraft. I'm talking.
Yeah,
Hey,
obviously.
to our Fed, we're talking about fictional bullshit. Minecraft. Go fuck yourself. Get a better job. The government sucks. I mean,
I
Minecraft
was
in Minecraft.
Well,
was
we're
put
just
on
gonna
this
edit this
earth
out at
to
this point,
teach.
right?
Yes.
I
I
mean,
was
it
put-
wasn't that entertaining.
Oh.
I mean,
Thank you, Troy. Thanks for that feedback. It wasn't that. It was probably the most entertaining part, but yeah, fuck it. Let's go.
I was put on this earth to teach my Fed astrology. That's
Yes.
why I was put on this earth. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing a really good job. He's
Yeah.
thinking of quitting, you know, and doing
He's like,
astrology full
yeah.
time.
Yes, exactly. He's like, fuck the government. I'm gonna go do chart readings full
I was
time
gonna
now.
go do some chart readings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
I've got
that'd be
enough.
so cool.
He's got enough of his retirement earned up. He can leave
Yeah.
now. Plus, he doesn't really like the way things are going. I mean, honestly, in his heart of hearts, he knows that what he's doing is wrong.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. He's heard enough
the
truth.
pay's good and the economy's
He's-
bad.
I mean, that might be what ultimately pushes him over the edge, Troy. But I'm going to believe in the power of the human spirit and hope that he is able to push through it.
Well, I think you're underestimating the power of the human wallet.
Not
I
the
am,
government's wallet.
yeah. I mean, they don't get paid that
Better than a
much.
prison
I mean,
wallet.
that's the thing.
They don't. They don't.
They
Yeah.
don't. They're like
All right.
probably like 100 at the most for like mid-level dudes, right?
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
starting out, but yeah, mid-level, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's not
And-
much in today's economy.
Yeah. It's nothing to like sell your soul for, that's for sure. Yeah.
No, you certainly don't want to just end up an enemy of the people, you know, just because you're getting a paycheck. I mean, how
Yeah.
many times has that been the sad refrain of people that participated in unspeakable atrocities?
Yeah.
Once they're caught, I was just doing what I thought was, you know, what I was told to do. It just doesn't work out in the long run, you know. It's like when the 360-degree guillotines actually come out, people aren't going to be, they're not going to be as worried about what you were thinking in your heart, you know. It's like it's what you actually did that matters at those points. And
100%.
yeah,
No, that's yeah.
But see, that's also part of understanding our
Minecraft.
biology.
In Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Yeah.
Understanding our biology in the sense that that's the mammalian part of our brain, that we want to be part of the herd, part of the pack, and part of that is like that being part of the pack is usually way more impactful to our survival than almost anything else.
Yeah.
Like especially in a herd animal, like a buffalo or a cow, kind of, you're running around, and as soon as you get separated, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And it's just so we have that thing that is part of us that is like, and we've seen it that was like, I remember growing up and reading about Nazi Germany and these other things, and they just didn't make sense. And part of the reason why I like sci-fi so much is trying to understand how do people act, when they're in the most extreme circumstances that push us to make the hardest decisions that we have to make, and how do people get pushed so far, like the frog in the boiling pot of water. How does that situation even start in the first place, and how does it take them so long to not notice? You
Yeah.
know, and that's the thing, is like when you have a real good sci-fi story, you have a lot of those elements in there, you know, and it's just interesting to watch it now that so much of it is that, like, let's just put it this way. If you get orphaned or you go to a new school or whatever, you have these adaptability circuits that you go and learn the new area, learn the new customs and cultures and mannerisms, and be able to adapt and learn how to communicate and how to integrate, on a social, cultural, personal level, you know? And those are tremendous skills as a person that a lot of people don't have necessarily in this like current day. But a lot of people actually do. But the thing is that what they're adapting to is more dysfunction. So you have people who are like very active adapters, but part of what they do is they adapt to the point where they can mimic it and then start to replicate it. But right now, they're replicating part of the dysfunction of our culture, So certain people who are thriving in that healthy manner are just replicating the problem, you know? And so, which is a great mammalian response. And we just have to like be conscious of those aspects of that makes us want to conform, and that like when we feel that social cost come in, having the prefrontal cortex and the humanity, and part of that humanity is having the foresight and being able to sacrifice ourselves for others, sacrifice ourselves for our children, which is sacrificing ourselves for the future of all humanity, not just our lineage, and that requires us to be able to not just see our needs, but be able to understand other people's needs now and through time, and I mean, that's something that's I've always been drawn to as those lessons in spirituality, morality, science, philosophy, and science fiction. It's like it's not just good and bad in the sense of morality of outcomes of the microcosm, but like how does this actually like if you blow up a planet, you're ruining all the other people on Alderaan to ever exist throughout all of time, so
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah,
I
so
heard everything you said. I heard everything you said. Well done. I had to piss like a racehorse, so I didn't want to interrupt you, so we good.
I didn't
But
want you to interrupt me either.
are we good?
So
So we're on the same page. Good. I'm glad.
Yes.
Ah.
So
yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
This is a really nice uncomfortable silence.
Is it? I'm very comfortable with it. So
Oh,
I just thought it was. I thought you were gonna say something, so I was just like letting you have room to talk.
oh. I guess it is a comfortable silence then. You're right.
The most, yeah.
So how about this Venus into Scorpio thing? What do you think about that?
I liked it.
You liked it? Yeah, that could be really good for you.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Especially.
I mean, I've put my penis in a Scorpio, but that's all about I could say about that.
Oh, how'd that
yeah?
go? Tell us about it. Yeah.
Tell us about that particular experience.
Yeah.
The
In
penis,
vivid details. Yeah.
the penis part was very nice, but the emotional part was not as much.
Oh, did she expect
Aw.
like a relationship and you did not have it to give?
Oh no, she goes like hardcore.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. It was I got scars.
From her claws or from the ghosting?
Oh, the ghosting.
these emotional
Ah,
scars are real scars. It is a Scorpio, so we have to ask this question.
good point.
Oh, true, true, true. Um, Emotional scars.
Oh,
Damn.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
yeah, I'm sorry, bro. When was that recent?
No, that was like one of my first girlfriends. Like,
Oh,
oh,
no, like it fucked
we're
me up
like
good.
yeah. Yeah,
No, it's
those
like,
will.
well, it's also just like I've totally been dating the lady, and I was like, hey, I'm kind of busy the next few days, but I'll get back to you in a few days. And I got back to her like not even 72 hours later, like 50 hours, 60 hours later or something like that. And she just was like, why are you ghosting me? Like I've I've
I told
I've
you.
been I've been straight up like dating someone and then they just disappeared from my life, never talked to me again, and just
Fuck.
thought I would get the hint.
Damn,
You
dude.
know?
Yeah.
That is a
Yeah.
way to get the hint. I mean, it is like a very it's a very rude way, I think, to hint at something, right? Like you should probably just say it
Yeah.
rather than
Oh yeah, but it's just like it literally had to be like, hey, I don't want to go out with you anymore. Please don't talk to me again. Hang up. That would be 1,000 times more respectful, or at least in my book.
No,
And that's part of how my morality is developed around communication. And
yeah.
so,
It's hard for people. I don't know why, but it's hard for people. It's harder to just be direct and honest than just to fucking shut out the things that we don't. I don't know why. I'm not making excuses for that person or just people in general who do that, but like people just want to like shut shit out that they don't like or like and that includes ghosting, but instead of just literally being like sorry, we're done, bye. Like
yeah.
fucking 5 words or whatever, 4 words. Yeah, like
There should be mandatory exit interviews after bad dates, I think. You shouldn't be able to ghost. You should actually legally be obligated to explain what exactly went wrong and what gave you
yeah.
the ick.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the person will be able to learn. They will be able to learn that they should have chosen Mentos that day or whatever,
I
you know,
mean,
like they should have
if
tucked
you
in
did
their
a
shirt.
dating service, that would have to be like one of your rules. But also,
Yeah.
if you did some of that stuff as a dating service, that would actually really up your success rate. You know,
Yeah.
well, because it's essentially if you're requiring people to engage in the relationship with the person orchestrating your potentiality to get a relationship, you're much more likely to be accountable in that relationship. You know, so it's just like, and it's very much different that if you're actually doing a relationship service, kind of like that they kind of used to do or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
is that you would actually be, hey, I'm looking for people with qualities, and by engaging in this, you're actually looking for, you know, you're already stating that you want the same thing, so you already have some form of clarity when you engage
Yeah.
in those kind of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rather than so much of what people want right now, as far as I can tell in the dating world, is so fucking non-committal that it's just like, I just want to see if I like you first, and then we can talk about all the other stuff, in like a month or two, you know. And it's just like no, it's like, if I I know I'm attracted to you. I want to know if we have these base level things before I even see if there's any form of compatibility, because otherwise I'm just going to put you in the friend zone and move on to somebody else, because it's just like, some people know what they're looking for and some people need to explore it, and I guess that so much of right now, it's nobody knows what they're looking for. So they're all looking to try to explore it and hoping to find it. And it's like, it's people are like trying to set up like an Easter egg hunt for themselves, and like
Hmm.
trying to create this drama for themselves of, oh, I need to create this dopamine cycle. Is I can't just go there, you know. And it's kind of like with like how people negotiate sex. It's like you can't just walk up to somebody and be like, you know what, I'm quite horny and you're quite horny, let's go have sex.
Oh,
It's
you
like,
can't?
I mean,
I mean, you can. It just has a low success rate, right? So people have learned not to do it. People still
yeah,
catcall, right? They're like,
Oh
"Oh, bitch,
yeah.
get on my dick," you know. Like as somebody's
Yeah.
driving by, they say that shit, you know. That has a
So-
low success rate. But there's been one dude that catcalled, and that woman was like, "Actually, yes," you know. And she turned around and she went with that guy, and they went at it. They just went at it. And ever since then, just that one whiff of success has inspired legions of men to catcall from construction sites all over the country, nay, all over the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
That
yeah,
one
even though-
guy got it.
yeah,
Because that one guy got it.
Hmm.
all for one and one for all, right?
Yeah, we're all one, boys. All men are
That's
the same.
no, that's polyamory. That's polyamory. That's
No, we're not. Yeah, never mind.
Oh,
Fuck
that's
that.
another.
all
That's
for one. No, no,
another,
no,
like,
no.
Fuck that.
yeah, yeah. Like, how can I be non-accountable? Oh, I'm gonna go. Just go spend time with other people. Like, oh, I just. It's just another way to run away from yourself for the most part.
Yeah, I would also argue having a healthy or good relationship or putting in the work is fucking hard, and people are lazy as fuck and selfish as fuck. Like it really is just that. Like people are lazy, they're selfish. It's like the moment when any relationship has any kind of challenge or any kind of makes someone, oh, I have to do anything, basically, then they go, oh, fuck this. I'd rather just ghost than put in any effort at all. And it's just like, it's fucking crazy. Our society is like that. I mean, it's the same as like jobs, it's the same as everything, but it's like you have to put in any effort at all and you don't get exactly what you want. Oh no, then I'm over it. It's like that's a fucking crazy mentality to have. And like people have it. And like, not to get sexist, but women can get away with that more because they know that they can get any guy because I mean, it's just the way the world is. Like
They have more
men,
opportunity in the
yeah,
sexual and relationship
they
marketplace.
do.
For
I
certain.
mean,
To a certain extent,
Yeah.
to a certain level of their life, right? So it does not it's not the same through their entire life, and things change, and
Well-
that's true.
Well,
the
but-
market forces are different. I think the bloom comes off the rose, if you know what I'm saying. And everybody, unfortunately, everyone on this earth, no matter how good their plastic surgeon is subject to
Oh, fuck yeah.
decay,
Oh,
and
yeah.
breakdown.
Yep.
And they can
Yeah.
keep it looking taut for as long as they want, but it's not. It is a subterfuge. It is
Well, but
a
again,
trick, an illusion.
again, it comes back down to what you're dating for. Are you dating for personal gratification, or are you dating to try to continue on the species? And are you trying to create a culture and create a family?
You got it?
Yeah, I mean, continuing on the species is a great reason
The
to
music's
date,
really
but you
good.
should not bring it up on the first date ever. I think. Like if you were going on a date with somebody and you were like, my main goal is to continue on the human species with a likely female, it just wouldn't work,
I want to put a baby in you. Yeah, just say
I
that
would
before I
like
say it.
to, please, I would like to impregnate you and create a little army
Yeah.
of mini me's
Yeah.
and many yous to
Yeah.
follow us into the future.
Yeah.
I don't
We want our
know
line
if
to
I want a whole
continue.
bunch
I
of mini
think
me's.
that is
He wasn't that cute in
the most important
Austin
thing.
Powers. So
Aw. Isn't he dead? Rest in peace, Vern Troyer.
yeah, well,
Did he die?
People who have those kind of bodily
Yeah,
conditions
the little guy
don't live
did.
very long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw. But yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, I wouldn't bring it up on the first date, but like definitely I mean, the first date you gotta just fucking get to know each other on a base level. It's just fucking enjoy each other's company. Build from there. It's
Right?
yeah.
It's not that hard.
Yeah. And just yeah. Then you could talk about that stuff later. And then if there's like a serious rift in opinions or what they want and what you want, then but yeah.
I personally think the apps are evil and destroying relationships. But that's just me.
They are.
I mean, I tend
not
to
wrong.
agree. I also know a
Yeah.
couple friends who have met on the apps. So,
Yeah.
but
Well, if it's the only thing in town, sometimes it's going to be successful. But I think it's better if people don't stay together, right? Because they stay on the app and keep spending money. So it doesn't. There's no actual reason economically for Twitter or for Tinder to want people to stay together for long periods of time.
Yep.
They want people to stay on the app, throwing out their line. So that benefits them as a company. So what is their algorithm going to support? Is it going to support long-term healthy relationships, or is it going to support like short-term transactional relationships?
yeah. Well, and also
It's
online dating is
very
kind of
obvious.
it's
Yep.
culturally kind of died in the last few years, and it's just
Good.
like, oh,
Thank God. Are you?
I'm I'm all for it. It's always been. I mean, I met a couple cool people on there just because cool people exist everywhere, you know. But it's been a. I can tell you some pretty shitty stories, you know, where you just
Yeah.
find people in their weirdest, most awkward phase, you know, and you just interact with so many people at their low points. Uh, when I'm interacting with them on online dating.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, the very fact that people are having to throw themselves out there on the apps, like, is kind of degrading and devaluing in the first place, right? Like, it used to be like we would think that kind of thing was kind of distasteful. Like you met somebody at a meat market, you know, at like a club or whatever. Like that was not seen back in the day as like a good place to meet a partner.
No.
And
Yeah,
apps are like the modern version of this meat market idea, because you're not selling yourself as a holistic human being with like a lot of facets to your personality. You're like, here's what my face looks like. If you're lucky, maybe here's what my body looks like. I like fucking hikes and being nice to women or whatever, you know, like whatever they fucking say. And
Accurate.
I mean,
Yeah.
right? It's like
Yeah.
always
long
some
walks
gay
on the
shit.
beaches.
I like to be on beaches and read poetry and all this shit. It's all bullshit. It's all just projection of like what you think women are gonna like on there, right? And it does not. It benefits a certain subset of men a ton. I'm gonna say this about online dating. Like if you're like really top percentile of desirable, like 5 and like good looking, what you know, like you can literally just drop. You can literally like run through your, you know, a good chunk of your town, and all of those people are going to be like, that's the one that got away, but that one was never going to stay with the fish that it took into its boat. You know, it was just showing how good it was at
Yep.
fishing. It's not going to
Yep.
stay with you. Like people can get the one that will just bring you into the boat, show you off to the friends, and like throw you back in. You can get that far. You can get into the boat, you know, but you're not staying in the boat. That person. Women are choosy when it comes to like who they sleep with, and men are more choosy when it comes to who they actually settle down with and marry. And there's this big dichotomy there, and there's tons of people that seem to have forgotten how relationships work. And it's frustrating to me, maybe as a Libra, watching the younger generation just fucking struggle. Like least sexed generation in American history.
Yeah.
God, we had
Yeah.
Puritans here, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
No, I'm with you on that. I mean, and I'm not even just about the sex part. I mean, but you're right about that. I'm just saying, like in general, like they don't know how to interact on like just a base level with the opposite, or like whatever. If you're gay, like with your
Yeah,
same gender,
whatever.
it doesn't fucking matter. I'm just saying in the relationship context of like oh, I'm romantically whatever that means into you. Oh, how do I do this? And then they just fucking freeze up. They don't know how to interact. Then they go off of these stupid fucking cliches, and then they project all this shit on the person. They blame the person because if it doesn't work out, then it's of course the other person's fault.
Yeah, of course,
There's
always.
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
there's no responsibility taken for like putting in fucking effort. Like, gee, what a concept. And like, it's just, come on now. Yeah.
I guess it's just like in general culture, like instant gratification
Yes.
culture,
Yep.
carried over into the dating world, and it sucks. You know, it's not good for
Yep.
dating. The
It's
only
not.
instant gratification you can get is getting topped, you know, or whatever, you know, like the, you know, if you're getting the sloppy top, you can get some instant gratification from it, but it's not like actual
Yeah.
a basis for anything good.
Yeah. And then
And
it's like, yeah.
we're
And
at once
then,
whores and incels, you know, it's crazy. It's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Whores and
No,
incels.
that's where, like, I mean, I will say, like, yeah, it keeps escalating in that way where it's like, yeah, like, and I'm all for, you know, I'm not like, oh, traditional gender roles completely, but like there is something to it. And I think now we're in this like where like women want to be men, or not be men, but like be the aggressor and be like, oh, I'm gonna fuck that guy because he's fucking cute, and they know they can get
Yeah.
away with it, and then just be very like, and then guys are like, oh my God, that's intimidating as fuck. So there's this weird dynamic happening, and like I don't know what's gonna fix that, because like I genuinely don't know, because it's like it feels like it's just escalating more and more, and like
Well,
there's nothing wrong. Go ahead, yeah.
World
There's
War
nothing wrong
III is
with
well,
going
it.
to fix it.
well, it's we can't see ourselves by definition. So it's like we need a mirror, to be physically see ourselves. One thing is, if we have people who love us in community, and as if we're being raised by good parents, they're good reflections of who we are and help reflect to us who we are, as the way, so that when we get to society and the rest of the world, that we have accurate feedback about how the world sees us, so that we can see ourselves in a similar way to how other people see us. And so, like, part as we're developing this relationship with other people and how we see ourselves, that can be shaped like in these personal relationships. But like, if we don't know how to see ourselves, it's really easy for us to be like, oh, I can see what I really like about the opposite sex or whatever that I'm attracted to, for in this instance, so I can see all of those qualities that I really love in them that I'm craving for. And some people then move towards that because they want to embody those qualities, because they see those are the ones they desire. So then those are the ones they try to embody, when they don't realize that what they need to be embodying is who they are, to attract what they want, which is the opposite of that, or not necessarily the opposite, but the polarity that attracts that, which isn't
Yeah.
always the opposite. Sometimes it's the same, sometimes it's the opposite, depending on what that energy is, but either way, the point is that you want to be attracting those energies rather than trying to emulate those energies.
Yeah. No, well said. You're right, because there's that's why to pull the astrology, that's why the seventh house, I mean, the idea of the opposite, the other, is like what
Yep.
rules relationships. There's a reason why that has been a thing forever in every understanding of relationships, including astrology. So yeah. And yeah, like you said, it's not it's not a hard rule, but it's a general rule that works. And so yeah, you're 100% right. And like I
Well,
think people also, go ahead.
well, just real quick, it's the same thing with electromagnetism, because one is magnetic, one is electro, and then that way they're actually polarizing off of each other,
Yeah.
to actually make something, like uh, a radiant energy.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's
Love
what do
me
you
some
guys
radiant energies.
yeah. What do you think the future of dating will be, if the dating apps are starting to fall out of trend, they were like a millennial and maybe like early Gen Z thing. What do you think the current, or like the future of dating will be? Like how
Depends
is
on
it
how
gonna
big astrology gets. If astrology gets bigger, especially among men, it'll be astrology based, probably. Because
I
they'll
dig
look for
it.
people that are like, if guys get into it. But if they don't, well, if they don't, you're going to have like a big population problem, just because a lot of people are not meeting up. Like, and there's a lot of women that are only really starting to seriously look for like the person to settle down with at like 38 or 39, which is like a dangerous time to want to settle down. So you've got a lot of people that are just not going to be in that marketplace at all. You know, they're not going to bring in the next generation. So it's going to create a, I think that the watching people dash themselves against the rocks in their old age when they have nobody around them, is going to wake up a lot of people. And I think probably we'll see more of a traditional trad relationship kind of come up to as a counterbalance to it. So I think you'll have more families getting involved trying to find matches. You might see more not really arranged marriages in the US, but more like kind of in that direction where people are encouraging their kids to get married early instead of later, helping people like get their start as a couple. I think you might see some of those traditional things coming back instead of such a as a reaction basically to the destruction of family life that's kind of happening now through it.
No,
for a lot of people.
I agree with that. Yeah. No.
Well,
well
and
said.
and I hope that's brought with the next logical conclusion of that we need more multi-generational households and multi-generational like cultural support. You know, because like one of the things that they've showed cognitively is that elderly people interacting with children actually staves off dementia is one of the best things. Is just taking care of kids. So it's just like and if you're looking at evolutionarily speaking, most of the time elderly people would still be working and, you know, well after, you know, they have grandkids, you know, and still contributing in society in multiple ways until death, on top of, you know, until they stop functioning, you know, and then at that point then they do more childcare kind of stuff once they stop being able to do as much physical activity and participation cognitively, but they can still sit around and, you know, for several years and still watch the kids, you know. And so there's a lot of ways that we just need to recognize where our biology is and not fight nature, and learn, hey, how can we enhance these certain aspects of nature? Because a lot of the time when we understand our needs and we can meet our base biology, it stops trying to control us, and then we can actually act to our highest potential and our morality and such like that, and what most people think they're actually doing in today's society, you know. But most people are still just led by their blind spots, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's where maybe maybe Mike, you're on it. Astrology will also help with the dating world in terms of finding matches, but also self-awareness. I mean, what you were saying, Troy, people finding their blind spots. I mean, fuck, man,
Yep.
astrology, like that's the value of astrology. It helps in multiple ways. I mean, I'm just, you know, preaching to the people out there who are still skeptical, but yeah.
I don't preach anymore because I've mostly converted most of the people around me. So
Well done. Well done.
Yep. Except for Troy. He's my last hard case. We'll figure it out eventually.
No, I mean, I kind of believe astrology. I still just don't understand it. You know?
Hey, we'll take it. No, just kidding.
Okay,
No,
we've already won.
Well, yeah,
We've already won. This is
but
amazing.
But it's just
it's a
like with a
beautiful
lot
day,
of people. Well, just like, you know, let me just put it this way. I've seen lots of various astrology stuff online, and a lot of them were definitely just easily based out of their own ego.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. Yes.
And so
charlatans
like,
abound, man.
Exactly.
They abound. They're abounding.
Yeah, the only good astrologers are the ones I know. So
exactly. And, well, there's probably others than that, but that's very nice of you to say.
So that's this guy over here. Yeah.
I was just joking. You know, I know the best astrologers, only the best.
The best.
Simply the best.
The best.
Oh, you might. I don't have very much more time, but I figured I'd give this like juicy bit of gossip here first, and I won't talk about it at all anywhere else. But
exclusive.
A long time ago, Naomi used to run a group called the Starling Witches, and it was an offshoot of Star. And for whatever reason, I was the godman of that group way back in the day. So in Scorpio season, we're going to rebirth that group and make it our own. So
Fuck yeah.
we've got a plan of bringing it back from the dead and probably triggering many star ladies. So
Fuck
I
yeah.
hope that you're all here with us for that. It's going to be great. But very few people will know this is going to happen unless they watch the whole thing through.
Yeah.
And
I dig it.
you know,
I dig it.
who knows? Who
Oh,
knows?
is this 10 to 15 minutes?
We're almost done. We're almost done. One sec. Hi, Nola.
We
Sounds
we
good.
should probably finish it off.
Yeah. Wrap it up.
It has been a pleasure.
Are you almost done?
hanging out?
Yep. But that sounds good though. We'll follow up on that styling thing. That sounds good.
Yeah. I'll tell you more about it if you want to know.
Nice.
Yeah, we've got some plans cooking up. And it's not even out of malice. It's just because I have it and I might as well bring it back and
Fuck yeah.
use it for something, It sounds like fun. Plus I just don't have a lot of hard, it's not hard feelings, but there's just kind of, if you're not respected, you gotta do something about it, not just take it. So
yeah,
what you gonna do?
Oh, you're respected more than you know. But yeah,
what
sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. You will see what happens when we bring it back. I remember my last post in that was, could we do another cultural appropriation argument just for old time's sake or something like that? And people just lost their fucking heads. It's amazing.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm sure Amber will be all about it. Get her. Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. That's amazing.
We're going to do a pirate takeover. It's going to be like the anarchist area.
All the fucking people
high.
who love fucking diversity and inclusion are all about fucking policing your spiritual beliefs.
Oh yeah.
Like holy shit.
Yeah.
All right. You gotta go to your girl, man. It's been a lovely talking to y'all.
It's dinner time. Yeah.
Have a great dinner. Peace.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Peace.
See you later, Mike. Peace.
Love you guys.